Guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Raul from Raul's Aquatics and Reptiles, and as you can see in the thumbnail, this week we're going to be going into the FX6 and doing a cleaning. It's been about a little bit over 2 months, so we're going to go in there, check it out, and see whether or not it lives up to the hype, gets all the gunk cleaned out. We're also going to do a quick little water change, so join me on that. So stay tuned. Pretty good. So normally when I do a water change, I hook up my water hose and my pump and I drain out the tank. This week we're just gonna do a 10-gallon water change, and I'm gonna use the dirty water that I take out of the fish tank to actually clean out the media and the sponges inside of the filter. So let me go ahead and do this water change real fast. Proper maintenance on your filtration system is going to keep your tank really healthy. You have to make sure that you, along with water changes, also clean out your filtration equipment when you do the water changes. Now, in my case, I have two filtration systems. I've got the hang on the back Title 75, and then I've got the Canister FX6. So what I'm going to do in this water change, I'm going to leave the hang on the back filter. I'm not going to clean it, so that way I don't disturb all of the beneficial bacteria, and just do the cleaning in the FX6. Now the next time I do a water change, obviously the FX6 doesn't have to get cleaned as often. That's why we got the canister filter, but the hang on the back, I'll do it the next time I do the water change. The FX6, the first thing you need to do is you need to cut off the valves on the top there. So let's do that first. So that's the first thing you do, is cut the valves off. So when you look at these valves, once you cut them off, they got this little red button here that you press and you pull up. But even though you cut off the valves, there's still water that might leak out. So it's always recommended that you use a towel, wrap it around it, then press the button just in case it leaks out a little bit of water. Alright, so like I changed the camera around so you guys can more or less get a little look here. But here's the button. Let's wrap it around. And of course, a little bit of water is going to come out. It's all right. That's what you got the towel there for. And do the same for the other side. Guess I need to get better at doing that, huh? A little bit of water came out, but that's all right. We'll clean it up with the towel. All right, so now that we got it out the spot, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna open it up on the inside and take a look. So with the FX6, you got these little handles here that you need to turn in order to release it so you can take the top off. So let's do that. All right, so basically the next step is to actually take this whole complete thing out here. But before I take it out, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lay a towel down here so I can actually place it right here. So give me 1 second. All right, so let's go ahead and get this out now that I've placed all these towels over here. Ooh, yeah. Oh, all right. What we're gonna do is get in here and getting this cleaned up. These are the white pads. Yeah, let me take this off so that way this whole thing comes out. There we go. Got the top one. So we got the second tray here with the matrix of biomedia on here. So, and then on the bottom, same thing, some more matrix biomedia. So we're gonna clean these out, clean out the sponge, clean out these white sponges, and put it all back together. Drain out this water inside the FX6 and then put it all back together. It's pretty dirty, ain't it?
Yeah, let's see what we got in here. Oh, we got both of these pads in here. That's why I got the second bucket so I can do one more. Ooh. Came with it when I bought it. So what we're gonna do is clean this out, put it back together, and repeat the same steps with the middle tray and then the last tray. All right, so I'm not gonna bore you guys with me doing everything all one by one. Basically, I just want to show everybody the paddings and how gunk and it's doing its job, as you see. So I'm gonna actually use a second bucket that has more water that I drained out. Like I said, I drained two 5-gallon buckets. So this is the first stage, and then we'll move on to the second stage with the other 5-gallon bucket and clean everything out, put everything back together. Once I put everything, clean up everything, I'll show you guys how I put everything back together. All right, so before I dump this water, I want to show you the water is really not that bad. I thought it was gonna be a little bit more dirtier. Basically, the sponges were getting everything and getting all the gunk, and so I actually, in reality, what I did was I got about 10 more gallons because the sponges were so dirty. So I got 10 more gallons of water, and I continued to rinse these out. They were really dirty. Yeah, so now I'm just gonna take these two things here, put them back. But before I do that, let me go ahead and dump this water out of this here, because that needs to be empty. And then once we put this back together, you put this inside of here. But I'll show you guys in a second. Let me dump this water out of this. All right, so I've emptied this out. Now it's time to put this back together. So basically, you just go on the bottom here and click that back in position. Do the same thing on the other side. They make these things really easy. Pick it up and you put it inside. There's no particular put it in, but oh, it is a particular way you put it in actually. Duh, Raul.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Gotta put it around the tube there and make sure it sits nice and tight. Push that down, nice and snug. Get the top. As you can tell, this is my first time putting it back together. It goes on the other side. Put my life together. And then what they do is they got these little things here. So let's just close that. Put these up. There we go. Maybe it's not flush. Let's see. That one. Another one have a mind of his own. This one, there we go. Make sure this is. What you want to do is make sure. Oh, I see it's getting out right there. Fix it. I'm sorry. Now, there we go. So it's like tightening up the lug nuts to like a tire. You don't want to squeeze them too tight because they will strip and break. So just take your time. About one until they're, hand tight. You should know you want to leave them too loose because obviously you don't want to have a leakage. Just take your time. That's good. Yeah. So before I put the FX6 back in there, let me get it and fill it back up with water. Once I fill it up with water, I'll put the FX6 back in, so stay tuned for that. All right, guys, so I finally got the FX6 hooked up. As you can see, the water's a little bit cloudy. You know, the water always gets cloudy when you do a water change or when you clean out one of your filters. So hopefully by tomorrow morning, it should be cleared up, good polished water. The FX6, what do I think of the FX6? It's like a stallion, it's a workhorse. I give it a 10. I'm actually impressed with the filter and its performance. And I actually feel like a real fish keeper now because I got the FX6. So yeah, you know, I'm impressed with the performance. Now, one thing I must admit, because this is the first time that I cleaned it, was when I filled up the tank with the water and I cut the FX6 on. Obviously, like I was telling you before, you don't have to fill up the canister with any water. It's gonna suck the water out the fish tank and you don't need to prime it. It automatically just primes itself. So I was lucky, you know, obviously the water level is gonna drain a little bit. I was lucky that I had some RO water and I just did a top off with the RO water. Of course, I dechlorinated the water as I was filling it up to remove any chlorine or the chloramines in the water. But the fish are looking good, everybody's looking well. Now, what I am gonna do next time is I am going to wait a little bit longer, possibly wait about 3 months before I actually decide to clean it again. I'm gonna order something on Amazon. It's actually a polishing filter pad that I'm gonna place on the top of the top part of the canister. I'm gonna order it on Amazon. I'll leave a picture up above so you can see what it is, and if you wanna order it for your FX6, you can. I actually did a lot of research on YouTube before I cleaned out the FX6 because it was gonna be my first time. So thank God to YouTube, because on YouTube you can learn how to do anything. Please comment down below if you guys felt that I did something incorrectly or did something different than what you guys do when you clean out your FX6. I'm always willing to learn. And if you learn something good, I hope you stay to the end. Don't forget to ding that notification bell so you get notified every time I put out a new video. Also subscribe to the channel. It's free, doesn't cost you anything. And also make sure you share with your friends and family, like the video. And like always, until the next one, God bless.